Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of the Non-League The Legend French Save as we look to turn Paris 13 Atletico into a team better than Paris Saint-Germain. Since we last met, we've had results that have been fantastic. We've had a couple of results that have been indifferent, and we have had players reject me left, right, and centre because we just have no pull in world football. But I think that's kind of expected when you've been a semi-professional club for most of your existence. It probably does not help. You have only 2-star nationality. Since we last met, though, we are currently in safety, or in terms of a playoff, which the board expects us to be, and to get our job, to keep our job, we would have to finish in 16th or better to not get the sack. Important to note, I have mentioned it before, the board are thinking about having a takeover. I've rejected a few other jobs that they've offered for me, and I've said no, and the board's been happy with that. One of our users, JS, who was in the top flight for, with Red Star, finishing just outside of Europe, had a board takeover, and one of the promises was to get a new manager, new board, and he got sacked. It's the first time I've seen that happen. I don't particularly want that happening here, so I thought it was worth a mention. Second thing is the support on the channel's been pretty good. The Brighton save definitely kicked off, but this save here, it's the consistent same viewers, and I'm actually just want to preach to those same viewers. You guys are fantastic. I love you guys so much. I know it's only getting maybe 10, 12, 14 views a video, but it's the same guys that mention it, or they're in the Discord, or, who can't make a stream. So you guys just keep liking the videos, and if you are new around here and you're enjoying the save and don't know that we stream on Twitch, or, you want to help grow this little channel of ours, which would be so fantastic, give it a like. It really helps out in the algorithm. And leave a comment, an algorithm comment. Even if the comment's algorithm, I don't care. I think the comment should be, what do you think with a timestamp? Are we going to beat bottom place Chateau Rouge, who we played a couple of years ago in our first season in the 3rd division? Let's recap results, though, firstly. We played against Annecy since we last met. We then lost to SCCN. We then went down to 10 men, got 10 men against Batasuta, and got a goal back with 10 men, only to concede a 90th minute penalty from a corner. Very gutting. We then, in our first ever derby, but, it's not the big PSG derby. I do plan on giving you a Paris FC game away from home this season. We did win 1-0. We kept the clean sheet. Don't ask me how. Desprez had a really good game and gave him a new contract on the back of it. And that was our first clean sheet of the year. Yeah, it was our first clean sheet of the year. We then lost to EA Guniap 2-1, who are a very good side. We got Alpoi de Lesser in the cup. We won 5-0. There is a name on this list that you might be thinking, Damien, who's that at right wing? Remember the Senegalese guys we scouted? Chiki Goudabi was one of those that on that list. He wasn't as good, but he had a Senegalese club going in for him. We had no scout report. I just decided to take a punt, 15 determination, very strong right foot, even though he can't play on the right. But with those physicals, I was like, there's a world with all the 8s and the 10s and the 9s that he develops, and there's a world where he's really poor. It's a world where he's really poor, yet what his signing does is allows for other Senegalese guys in the under-20s that are the good ones to look at it and go, well, he got to step into Europe and he's getting game time, so maybe we'll step across as well. And if we bring in any more Senegalese guys, they might go, well, we've already got one player we know in the squad, maybe help build that bridge there to get more Senegalese talent into the team as well. And to be fair, even though he's only played one game off the bench and he got a 6.5, he's played 2 games in the cup, 3 assists and a goal. And I actually think he's a little bit better than what the game says. And if we do get relegated, he would be my starting right winger next year. We then had our best performance of the league by far. We played Stadia Lavios, who were the relegated team last year. We won 5-0. Collie got a hat-trick. One thing we did in this game that I haven't done too much was we were dominating the ball, and I went the shorter passing positive and not passing into space. I was like, you keep the ball, you knock it around, you're 2-0 up, that's it. And it should have been about 15. This is the best game we've played all season, and probably in the entirety of the save. And we just played Chantilly in the cup, and we won 6-1 there. So the Castro, if I can't remember if I mentioned it in the YouTube episode, he complained that our morale was low because we're losing too many games. And he said, you got 2 months to turn this around, or else we're going to lead a revolt to get you out. He's now extremely happy because the dynamics are just saying, get a few wins when you're in a relegation fight. It goes from all the way being red to all the way very happy. And hopefully we can continue that good run of form here today. In terms of the table, a win here and a right couple of results sees us jump. FC Annecy, who did beat us, and I do believe it is results against teams, we do have a game in hand on. So if we win there, we could actually jump them, which would be fantastic to get out of this zone. Because we're on a C plus and I only get 1 year contracts because I was semi-professional, now I'm still wanted apparently by Troy's. Now that I am on a full-time contract, once I get to a B plus, if I ever do, I'm definitely going to ask for a new deal and try and sign a 2 to 3 year deal. So if they do end up getting a new board in, we can do what we need to do. Lastly, before we get into today's game as well, you guys have not seen any intakes. This is kind of what it's been for the past few years. Because we have no recruitment and no facilities, we get really poor players. So yeah, youth intake's not going to be a thing until we start pumping money into the facilities, which is going to be part of the save. And yes, we haven't done anything to the facilities. Why? We've just only got into parity. It will eventually happen. There will be a facility upgrade at some stage. Not yet, but soon. We've got other fish to fry, like staying up in the second division. Now, we will also, depending on how long this game takes, give you the game against Red Star, who we drew in the cup. Now, Red Star are a very good side. Red Star are a side that could have arguably came up with some better form last year. They didn't mercifully have that form, which kind of kept us in the title fight with Stadio Lavios, who we lost to on the final day. But they're a team that I'm very interested to play in an episode, because if we do go down, I want to see what this team on paper, if we could keep it together, would play against a team that is still gunning for promotion. They're only sitting 4th in the division below us, because if we go and smack Red Star in the cup, it gives me hope to know that we've built a good enough team that we can become a bit of a yo-yo club if the club entrusts me to stay in the job. In terms of the team, though, very similar to what you guys have seen. There's also a couple players that I should mention that we've tried to go for that have rejected me, which I was going to mention, but we're already into this game now. I might do that in the second part against the Red Star game. Look, yes, we have not won away from home. It's been a hard run for sure, but we'll give it everything. I believe in these players. Shadow Rouge, are bottom. They're in direct competition with ourselves. It's the classical 6-pointer. It's 2 relegation sides. It's a game where I could move a game and a bit outside of the relegation zone or bottom. And yeah, as you can see, they're on 9 points, we're on 15. It's even more than that. Like a win here today and Lorient lose, it's all of a sudden you're just going, okay, we've got a couple games in our back pocket that we can burn, and we probably are going to burn a lot of time. Say that they lose today and it's trouble. Anyway, corner, money, whips it, front stick. Incadio doesn't win. He's a big boy, but didn't win that. Fatamundi hits, or would have been a nice goal from Fatamundi Diarra. Unfortunately, still 0-0. Now, we have been moving to this positive system when we've been dominant. I prefer to do it at 1-0 up, but definitely a system we will move to, hopefully in this game at some point. Desprez, by the way, our keeper, has a new signing and a new deal. Important to mention that too, because he's a very good keeper for this level. Masawemu, who's also got a new deal. Augustui, he's been fantastic. Marvarun picks it up and runs at it. Cuts inside. Masawemu, Collie wanted it, ignored. Masawemu went for goal, and well, mercifully he scored because Collie was in and 1-on-1 and onside by a mile. And then he's hit it, and I think their keepers kind of spilled it into the back of the net. But we lead 1-0 inside 7 minutes in the classical 6-pointer, and we love to see it. Marvarun's been way better on this left-hand side, hence why he's playing there, and Diarra's on the right. Can we just say, he was onside from up until he basically shot. Like, can we go back just a touch? Like, if he slips the ball here, he's onside by about 50 million feet, or here, or here, or here. But no, instead he went for goal. Mercifully, to be fair to their keeper, he's done well to even get a touch onto the bar, so it's a good finish. Their keeper would have made a worldie of a save if he had an extra inch of height. And look, I'm a 5'7" keeper. I know what that feels like. 10 minutes in, another highlight, and it falls, and Augustui wins it. Joe Lucas going on a run, and Marvin hit the back of his heels, and Matty will win that one. A bit chaotic, but I think that's kind of us at the minute. Fatamundi going on a run down this right-hand side, beating men. Can he whip it? Decides against whipping it. Finds Matty, he can whip it. He's fouled. Referee said no. Sanef doesn't win. Incadio flies in and wins. Collie, good touch. Oh, was just missed. It would have been offside too. Deserved a goal. Should have been a goal. Great touch from Collie. Yet again, just showing what he can do getting in behind. Another highlight here. Karamoko wins. Marvin ain't going to get on that one though. think that's going to be their game plan. Going long and looking like that. That's a big ball. That's in. And Endor might be offside, actually, because the flag has gone up. And it is going to still stay 1-0. They've had their first highlight. Good ball through the guts there, but well stepped up. Karamoko stepped up just in time. Not dominating the ball, but having chances. We could move into that more positive system, but we'll see what this highlight does here. Joe Lucas now. Agustui can whip. Loses out. It looks like they're just starting to overrun us now. I might change the system if we can get through this highlight. And saying that, though, Encadio does well. Fatamundi. Colley's quick enough to get away from people. Ball to Marverin. Does he finish? Went with the dink. Keeper got enough on it to stop it. And there we go. Another highlight. 20 minutes in, this has been frantic. Encadio forced a thump. That's not well played out. That's not well done at all. Ball over the top. Lucas will win. Agustui too small to win that. Sanef does well, but it falls to Fatamundi. Pumps one looking for Colley. And to be fair, we're in a bit of trouble here, I feel, in this highlight. But Karamoko, Marverin again. Ball just keeps returning back to Shadow Rouge. They've started to dominate us since we've gone 1-0 up. Karamoko wins. Agustui, Joe Lucas. Colley made a run. Need to just feed him. Looked offside, to be fair. Keeper's come a long way and thumped it. Smith wins it. Colley's definitely onside now. Masawemu. Colley's turned his man. Colley finishes 2-0. Thank you for coming. What a moment. He's done it again. Might have been arguably offside and the flag probably should have gone up because he impacted the game in this instant. Sanef does well winning the ball back. Colley definitely onside to hold it up. Masawemu and him play a nice 1-2. And, well, I think he really should have gone cross keeper because I think the keeper should save it. But it's in the back of the net. It's 2-0. We don't mind. With that being said and us being on top, I'm still going to move us to this positive system because it has worked well against these weaker sides. So we'll do that. And then we do this. And it just keeps us keeping the ball a bit. And theoretically, because we are being a bit more, not cautious, but we're being a bit more 100%-y about our passing. That's a great word, 100%y. We're making sure we make more 100% passes. It should help us retain possession and get us into half-time. They've scored another goal that's offside. Our defensive line's been really good. Generally, it has not been this year. But, yeah, we don't play with an offside trap, but, yeah, he's in the box and everyone else isn't. There's a rule called offside, mate. He'd probably end up scoring second half. Highlight straight away. Matty, though, in space. Well done, Disprez. Fatamundi wants it. Ignored. Colley over the top. I don't mind that. That ball was on. Agustui picks it up. Good touch. Fatamundi can run. Matty's with him. Instead, he looks for Marverin, who would have been offside. Falls to not us. But Matty wins it again. He's been everywhere this game, which is great. And Cadio. Thumps one looking for Colley. I don't know why we played that pass on a positive system where we're going a bit shorter, but okay. Their keeper's now thumped one long. Joe Lucas wins. Augustui's good on the feet. Marverin now. Colley dropping in, which I love to see. What a ball to Fatamundi. Falls to Masawemu. Oh my, what a save from their keeper. That was a worldie of a save. It deserved to go in. Somehow the ball stayed in play, can we just say that? And that's what's wrong with the match engine. Right there. This is what's wrong with the match engine. Not the keeper save. This. So, this ball's coming in, and because Masawemu's tracking, Karamoko never just turns around. Like, any at this point, he could have just stepped up 2 steps and headed it, and he's run the whole way back into here to allow him to touch it because we've got Augustui trying to chase the run. Thankfully, that has not gone in, because that would have been annoying to concede then. Half-time, 2-0. Very pleased. I wish the Masawemu bomb went in. That would have been great. 50 minutes played. We lead 2-0. It's been fantastic. Time ticks. Kisanga. Yusuf. Ngoma. Mexium. Ramirez. Oh, what a play. But he's fired over. Shadow Rouge have probably had enough chances to have got back to level pegging. But we've mercifully have done really well. We haven't dominated the ball as much as we did against Stadio Lavios. But we've got the 2-0 lead. And a third would be massive. And against the weaker sides, we're pretty good at moving it around. I don't think we can start on this positive system, but the games that we are on top of, and the opposition's going to chase us, we can probably go to this. Colley's quick enough to get there. Colley's in. He should have scored that one too. Great ball into the space. That's the thing. Even on this more base possession system, we still look to put it into the space. We've got players that can exploit that. A goal for them would change the complexion of this game, and that's the issue. We're not known for keeping a clean sheet. It has to be said too. Lucas, though, good touch. Karamoko. Sanef has been playing really well. Looks at Fatamundi, 1-against-1, and that's an issue. Matty does well, but it's going to fall back to him, so it's still an issue. That's a ball and a half. They've got numbers here. He went for goal. What a save. Desprez went for goal. It's blocked. Desprez claims defending, boys. We actually know how to defend. I'm actually going to make a change here in the 70th minute. I'm actually going to load it back up and go back into balanced. I'm going to make a couple of changes here. Apparently we had it the other way around. Yeah, I think we did at one stage. I'm going to go like that and like that and like that. And I'm actually going to go and get Gully on that side as a winger because he's learning. I'm actually going to get Castro in as a winger on support and just help us build out. Just help us get on the ball. Colley's up top by himself. We need to update this, definitely. I'm going to resave it after the game. I think we're going to go to that for now. I think that's me just trying to make a couple changes to hit him on the break. Go back to balance, a little bit more direct. We've done our job now. Now we just need to get it home. Just don't concede from this highlight, please. Well done, Desprez. Well claimed from the keeper. We're not known for keeping. We've only kept one clean sheet all year, but this would be a beautiful time to keep a clean sheet, boys. Not going to lie. We look long. Defensive mistake one time? Nope. AI doesn't make those mistakes. That's a ball over the top. That's a goal. Oh, we changed the system. We concede. We're trying to hold on, but I don't like this. They've been good enough to get something out of this. This is the issue. Just feel like there's going to be a highlight here. Barker's going to go in up top, just help the press. We look dead in the middle of the park as well. Augustu is not known for being a defensive midfielder, so we're going to go like that. Deep line playmaker and defend. Or a halfback maybe. Just sit. Don't do nothing. Masawemu, don't mind him still going on. Going to go to cautious. Going to waste time whenever frequent. Go a bit more direct. Don't play out from defence. Just pump it. Be more disciplined. Be slightly more narrow to help out with the save. Drop off completely. Drop off more. Don't present the goalkeeper distribution. Get stuck in. Don't care about that. If we get a booking now, we get a booking now. 4 changes done there. 5 minutes of added time. We can make a 5th change now. Sanif is dead. He's had a pretty good game. Solomon's going to go out there for the last few minutes. He's a ball-winning midfielder by trade, the youngster. There's a highlight because I'm clicking. There's no more highlight. We need to hold on. Little bit of tactical tweaking. We hold on. Come on. He got nervy, but we win. It's not a clean sheet. Don't give a crap. We win 2-1. It could have been 3 or 4. We also could have been back at 2-2. They had 2 goals disallowed for offside. Rightfully so, though. But they did miss a couple of big moments themselves. But that does not matter. It doesn't... At the end of the season, it just says how many points you're on after X amount of games. It doesn't say, oh, but in this game here, you didn't play well. In this game, he had 70 minutes where you played well, the last 20 minutes was whatever. It doesn't tell you that, against Batacita for our first win in the league, we're down to 10 men and Collie scored from distance and we scored another one with 10 men to win. Doesn't say that. It just says games won, this equals this many points. That's another big one. Look, Collie, for whatever reason, loves getting booked as well. It's not nice. That has thrown us well up the table. That has thrown us up into 13th. After all games played, point clear of Paris FC, point clear of Annecy, point clear of Stadio Lavios, and we're, a fair few points, 6 points clear, 2 games of Lorient. That is a superb position to be in. Definitely, for sure. What I'm going to do is, it's been already a 20-minute episode based on everything, is I'm not going to end the episode here, but I'm not going to give you the Red Star game. What we are going to do is come back and recap the goals of that game. Let you know how we go against Saint-Étienne, who are actually the owners of our football club. We have the same board, who are a team that haven't been in this division for more than a year. There you go. Didn't go straight back up. Team that has Palencia at right back. Okay. We'll recap that game and the Red Star game, and then let you know where our next episode lies. Welcome back, YouTube. We've got some results to recap for the end of this episode. If you're seeing that we are having the French Cup 10th round, it does mean that we've made it to the 10th round, which means we beat Red Star. We're going to recap the two games that you missed. At Saint-Étienne, we lost 2-0 at home. They have got a really good side. Remy Cabella plays in the middle of the park for them. And they have Pusetto up top, who people may know from Sampdoria and Udinese. But yeah, we lost 2-0. We went into the possession base 4-2-3, or 4-3-3, and then even went 4-2-3 on late doors. If you look at the stats, we actually dominated. So if we play like that, we're going to be okay. We then played Red Star. Red Star did dominate in patches, but yet again, we were the better team and our quality shone. Started Barker through the middle and Collie out wide, and it did work very, very, very well as well. And look, I tell you what, fantastic performance. Went into the possession base 4-3-3 again, and it just seems to be our jam, which is good. Now, my cat has just jumped up onto my towel at the worst time, and I hate when he does this on stream, because my cat has a habit of turning off my computer, so we're just going to put our arm here. Hope he does it. Now, the reason why we're seeing this draw with 10 teams left, with 10 in the round 10, as I look over my shoulder, and this probably looks awkward, I can't even see how to end the YouTube episode, is we can draw PSG in this. Hey, Louis, you want to get down, silly cat? Want to come down? Want to come down? Come here, Lou. No? As long as you sit there and don't turn off my computer, I'll be happy. Alright. FC Annie, Strasbourg. I want PSG. We want PSG. Brest. Oh, we get Stadia Brest. Well, at least we're going to play against a League One side that's currently sitting 12th. We get Stadia Brest. And we're going to be playing the game in their stadium, which is a 15,000-seater stadium. We get a League One side, and that's going to be your next episode, lads, because that is the next game that we get in 19 days' time, because we are on the mid-season break. There you go. Next time we see each other, 12 days' time, not 19, 12 days' time, Stadia Brest at home in the league, in the French Cup, 10th round. And we're going to go out there and play League One opposition for the first time in the save. Yes, it isn't PSG, but it still is a pretty plum tie. And look, if we get half the gate receipts for this, which I don't know if that's in the rules, that could be big for us too. Gate receipt shared. 43k for winning this round. My word. The 11th round, you get 60, quarter-final, semi, and the final. You get 1.2 mil for winning it, which is big for a club like us. I highly doubt we are going to be there. But for the 10th round, team that is inferior by 2 divisions plays at home. Because we're not inferior by more than 2 divisions, we play there. Winners qualify for the 11th round. Fine for not adhering 6k. Nothing about what they do in the FA Cup where they split the rules. Alright, we're going to save the game there. That is going to be the end of the episode. If you are wondering why I am putting my arm out, I'm just going to take a photo. And if this works quickly enough, YouTube, you get to see what my cat sits when I'm doing whatever. And now he jumps off when I go to take a photo. I think we still got a photo in. We're going to leave this in here, YouTube. No editing. You're going to see where my cat sits when I'm playing FM. And this is the stuff that we have to deal with. This is the stuff that we're going to have to deal with. That's when he sits, before he jumps on the monitor, which is up here. And he blocks my ability to actually press the on button, any button in the bottom corner. And he sits right here, right in front of the off button. Yeah. Yeah. You can see why I constantly save, considering that. Anyhow, that's the end of the episode. Next time we see each other, study abreast. Catch you then. Thank you, and goodbye.
What are you doing?